everyone, this is the Easy Allies podcast, and I'm your moderator, Kyle Bossman, and joining us this week, Michael Huber.
Hello.
Daniel Bloodworth.
Hey.
And Brandon Jones.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Huber, what's your goal this week?
My goal is to convince you to play Hellblade with headphones.
Oh, Bloodworth, what is your goal this week?
I think I've been saying the word fishy too many times in the past few podcasts.
Yeah, it's actually been happening. It's
I gotta really avoid saying fishy this week.
Yeah, okay. Jones?
This week I'm giving out thumbs. I'm gonna do a thumbs up and a thumbs down.
Oh, cool,
Wow.
Jones. I like that.
I better not
50-50.
get that thumbs down.
I'm introducing a new element. This was suggested on Twitter that we all do these. I'm going to test it out just by myself. I've written down a secret goal. I will reveal what the goal was at the end of the podcast.
But you've written it.
I've written it
Oh,
down.
okay. Ooh.
And we'll see if I can achieve that secret goal.
It's like the magic trick when they bring out the briefcase.
Oh, man, every
We're
time.
gonna open it at the end.
Yeah. It's like, how'd they know? How'd they do it? Okay. Let's start our corrections. Begin corrections music, please. I said that we're kind of over the localization hump, that a lot of games that get announced are always localized. There were a lot of exceptions in the comments. Two notable ones, Monster Hunter XX and Detective Pikachu.
Detective Pikachu was a while ago, but
Where is it, Blood?
Double Cross, yeah, I think people are still holding out hope.
It could still happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Ice Frog didn't create Dota, but Ice Frog worked very hard on Dota. Only 4 people from the Project M development team are working on the Icons game by Wave Dash Studios. The Champions Ballad DLC footage was shown off at the Japan Expo in Paris. No NFL team is known for saying trust the system, but the Philadelphia 76ers absolutely say trust the process. Shigeru Miyamoto did, in fact, ask Eiji Aonuma to make Majora's Mask in 1 year. Citation, Iwata asks for Majora's Mask 3DS. Michael Damiani, check yourself.
Wow.
The muscly guy, aka Colonel Miles Quaritch, will be the main villain of the new Avatar movies, all of them.
Yeah.
Frown face.
Stephen Lang.
And corrections music, please. I love that there was a frown face in the correction. I was just like, that person is not happy.
There's gonna be other villains too. He's just the big bad. I like it because Marvel movies have disposable villains. Sure, like it's taken 10 years. We're gonna have Thanos, but like every time a Marvel movie comes out, villain comes on.
Yeah.
He puts him in danger. He gets defeated. Next.
Yeah.
Like having a stable villain and like a presence throughout an entire franchise, I think is meaningful.
Did I pronounce it wrong? Is it Quaritch?
It's like Quaritch or Quaritch.
I haven't
One
seen this
correction
word.
right
So
into another.
that's why I opened
Something
with
like
that.
that.
That's why I opened with that, dude. I don't think he's an iconic
Because there's
villain.
only been one movie.
I don't think he can carry it, dude.
There's been one movie. He was
He's-
also in Into the Badlands in the last couple seasons, and he's
just a
super
man.
good.
He's just a man, though. He's just a man. Do you think he gets his own avatar in the new movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right.
Because we all know what happened to him in Avatar 1.
I don't remember what happened to him. I have to be honest with you. I have no idea what happens. He dies, right? He just explodes in a robot suit?
So he'll probably be like a
And then
lifesaver.
Cameron's like, hey, that guy who died in the robot suit, he's going to be the villain. And
People
all
die
four-
and come back all the time in movies. It's a thing. People die and come back.
There was the most liked comment. I want to talk about this one. It's tied to corrections. In regards to how I said, oh, if you want to make a fan game, go for it because it's a good way to get attention and get jobs. It's crazy irresponsible to encourage people to break the law, Kyle, especially in a professional capacity like with this podcast. You get lucky if you just get a cease and desist. I'm interested in talking to you about this comments because I wonder if that's true. Basically, what we've seen is people get their stuff shut down, absolutely, but then a lot of them kind of work out into good things. Show me the receipts. Show me that the majority of people get something worse than a cease and desist, and I will listen. I absolutely think that, yeah, don't show it off too far ahead of time because you get your cease and desist before you get your product out. Still, I think kind of like hustle. Hustle.
Keep it on the hush hush.
Keep it on the hush hush, but like hustle, get it out there. You get the eyeballs, and then you get to say, from the creators of another Metroid 2 remake, I got this huge project now. Hustle. So yeah, I'm willing to, like, if you want to prove me wrong worse, citations required for sure. But
I want to see news articles
yeah, show us the lives.
about people getting like imprisoned.
I think the reason you would get sued is you're going for money. You make it for profit. I think that is the difference. I think up until that point, up until you get a cease and desist, you're not doing anything illegal.
You also got to be someone that's worth suing, you know?
Yeah.
So if it's just like one guy in his basement, like, why?
Konami will take you down.
Sue that
Yes.
guy.
No,
You know?
Konami will take down anyone in any basement, Jones. They don't care.
For what benefit, though? It's like, I'm not going to get any money from that guy. That guy doesn't have any money.
Shut
Otherwise,
them down.
he
You got to
would
protect your copyright. Look, I get cease and desist. I get why they do it, and I'm saying I think you can get something out, get your cease and desist, say, okay,
Yes.
I understand, taking it down, but you had it up. You got those eyeballs. We're working the system. Hustle.
If you made an Avatar fan game,
Yes. Yeah.
Cameron would cease and desist. I don't
He
think he
will.
would be like, lock him up,
No. Yeah. He'll cease and desist.
arrest that person.
Work on it now. Don't tell a soul you're working on it.
Yeah.
Release the Avatar fan game. People are going to go nuts for it. They're going to say, who made that? We got to hire that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Navi
Cameron
Snap.
would like invite him over. Be like, yo.
I want Navi
liked
Snap.
it.
You know, we're in the cart going by, taking pictures of the flora and fauna.
Navi are humans. They're people, Jones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just living their life, doing stuff, flying overhead.
Doesn't feel right. Doesn't feel right. Also, kind of tied to corrections is I missed some game announcements last week.
Yeah,
had some
I
game
screwed up
announcements.
big time.
Yeah.
Huge. One of the most exciting game announcements I've had in 2017.
Well, we'll dig into it, Jones, because I don't think it was an exciting game announcement. The game itself, heck yeah, but the way it was announced is kind of
Sure.
Lackluster.
lackluster. Thank you, Huber. That is the exact word.
I love that word.
We're, of course, talking about Dragon Quest Builders 2. So, this is a sequel to Dragon Quest Builders. It's adding multiplayer. It's adding swimming underwater. You got a hang glider that'll help you fast travel. It's coming to PlayStation 4 and Switch. And it was announced at Dragon Quest Festival with a gameplay reveal. No trailer, no release date. There it is, everybody. Who knows if that's coming to the US? It is, but it was not promised. It was not tweeted out or
Gameplay
anything.
pretty sweet though.
Okay, so tell me what's up, Jones. What do you see in that gameplay?
The day that I find out about it, I
Yeah.
see that it's running. Like that, it makes me hopeful that it's coming soon. You know, at least coming to Japan soon, and then
Right.
you know who knows to the U.S. But at least it's not something where they were like, yeah, we looked at sales numbers and here's the logo and we're done. It was like, no, we're developing this. Like we're not just gonna say swimming, we'll show you. So like my expectations were like swimming, and then I'm like, oh, it's jumping high, it's moon gravity underwater. I got it. You know, it's not actually like swimming. You're like bouncing underwater, basically.
Which better way to do that, probably.
Which I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. You know, it's like, wasn't like the physics of Builders that really knocked me out. You know, it was really just kind of how the whole world came together. And the gliding, man, that's a huge win. So
I think if I had to pull a headline from it, I think that there's a Switch version is a big deal. That
That's-
is
that's
announced
a big
for
deal.
PS4 and Switch.
co-op is huge.
and you're
That's-
right,
yeah.
co-op is huge as well.
Yeah. Definitely take advantage of that.
Not much to work off of. It could be late next year. Who knows? It could never come to the U.S. in 2018. It could be like Detective Pikachu. It could just never come. Who knows?
A lot of Dragon Quest games have been localized lately, so
Yeah, dude.
the odds are high.
What are those stupid Joker games, though? I don't think those are, like...
Some of them.
No.
Some
I
of
haven't
them.
seen one in a long time here, though, so it's been
Yeah.
a while, probably.
Yeah. We don't get those. Persona 5 Dancing All Night was also announced. That is
Media
a...
blackout on this because I haven't finished Persona yet. So I don't know if there's like spoilers in
Oh,
there.
sure.
or, like-
Wasn't Persona 4 Dancing All Night a sequel? Wasn't that like in the future
Yes.
or something? And
Persona
man,
4
it's
Arena.
canon.
Yeah, Persona 4 Arena and Ultimate Arena or whatever.
Ultimax.
Ultimax, both of those are after Persona 4.
Yeah, but
And continue the
Dancing All
story.
Night as well is canon. Yes, Johns.
So I'm avoiding this thing.
Huber, you know how like I don't vibe with Persona 5. I don't vibe with it. I look at this trailer and see these characters dancing and it makes it worse.
They're just kids, man.
Yeah.
High school kids. High school
Expressing
kids
themselves,
dance.
having a good time.
Cause yeah, that's the thing is more video games characters should have a good time. Absolutely. They should be allowed to have a good time.
And they have free time and like go to burger joints and eat burgers and
This is-
go to the beach.
the dorkiest game trailer I've seen in 5 years.
I haven't seen it. I can't
It's
watch
so dorky. Seeing Persona 5 characters like touching themselves and dancing around is like, you're a bunch of dorks. Why do you do this with your franchise, man? Huber, why? Why do they make this game out of Persona characters?
To appeal to a different group of people.
No, it's the
maybe?
hardcore fans that are into this.
Like,
Because Huber, I feel like if we
Because
look
it's
at
on handheld, right?
if yes, thank you. It's on PlayStation 4 and Vita.
Oh, it's on
coming
PS4
coming
also.
spring 2018.
Whoa.
I think if you look at the Venn diagram, it's just a circle within a circle. I think there's almost nobody buying Dancing All Night who doesn't buy the RPGs.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a smaller budget. It's like, okay, here's a little dancing game for you, everybody. Look at these characters dancing, and this is canon. If you care about the story,
Yeah.
play this dancing.
Well, the
it gets me
trick
worked
to
up, dude.
the trick to sell anything is to make it canon. You
Yeah.
throw that word on there, and people are automatically in, regardless.
Yes, Disney has learned that with Star Wars.
So,
Well,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah.
And people like the music.
Yeah, and the
look at
music is so good. Thank you,
You're right.
Bloodworth. The music
Look,
is amazing.
and-
Like
yeah, what
theater
I'm
rhythm
forgetting
is
is-
kind of the same thing.
Yes, and it's a fun game too. That's why I'm not righteous in my irritation. I'm saying that I'm wrong.
Spare yourself righteousness.
I know I'm wrong on this, everybody. I feel your steam on me. It's just it's just ooh, it's like that noise of Huber rubbing that marker all over the piece of paper. That's what like watching this trailer does to me. Also announced. No, we should talk good things about this. We should say something good. We shouldn't end on my little complaint.
The music,
Yes.
like Bloodworth said, is amazing.
Yep.
Like playing that game, and when like when you're fighting and that syncs up to the music, when it just happens that way, you like I feel a rush. You know,
Yeah.
I feel good about it. And when I'm just like, because the stealth in 5 is really cool when you like zip 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 to cover, and like when you sometimes get that all synced up to the music, it's awesome. But like a rhythm game, when it's all about doing that, is just jolly because the music is so good.
Yeah. Jones, do you have something to add to that?
Nope.
Okay, great. Maybe this then. Persona Q2 was announced simply with a logo, and I think the phrase "steal your heart." Q it features the logo of the Top Hat logo, your Gang of Thieves. It has that logo on it, so it's to be presumed that it's a Q game in which you'll be playing Persona 5 characters. I do not think the Q games are canon, and what those are the first-person dungeon explorers, where everyone's kind of like cuties.
So that's the
super
thing,
deformed.
man. To quote a famous video game villain, complete global saturation. You have your RPG, you have a rhythm game, you have a dungeon crawler.
Guess what Q2
You have-
comes out
They have
with?
fighting games like Persona Arena.
Yeah.
You just boom, boom, boom. You get every kind of
Guess the console for Q2.
3DS.
3DS. Yeah,
3DS.
that hasn't been touched. Boom,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
You-
That's where I get you. That's where I
hit
get you
all
on
your
the
heads, yeah.
complete global saturation. Absolutely. That is a 3DS exclusive game.
Nice.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. No release date on that one. Simply that logo.
Oh, and they announced an anime too. A Persona 5 anime.
Yeah, that was a while ago, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
But again, that's another.
Saturation.
It is, yeah.
Soak it up. So maybe the Venn diagram, we get some people in who just like the anime. And they're like, oh, I would love to see these kids dance. Oh, those teenagers.
There's gonna be a sick
cool. I gotta see them
dancing
dance.
scene in the anime. It's gonna tie in.
It's not me. It's not fair how mean I am to that poor series. Anyway, so yeah, those are all three of those games not announced globally. You know, no official any announcement in the U.S. for any of those games, and I don't expect there to be official announcements soon. Maybe builders at Gamescom, but I don't know. I really don't know. And so that's kind of the weird thing. I think that's why I forgot about them and why I didn't pick them up last week. Is there's that weird, strange thing where a game can be announced in Japan, and it's just like, maybe, you know, who cares? We'll let you know. We'll let you know. And that's kind of the way to announce games sometimes. It's all right. It's cool. Here's a game. I don't like to do all Kickstarters and like fake things. You know,
Did we ever
crowdfunding.
end corrections music?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. We
Good.
Jones keeps tracks.
Yeah.
He's keeping track. It's a crowdfunded game from a pretty big developer, SWERY. SWERY? SWERY. SWERY.
Swear.
Swear. Call
Yeah.
me Swery. SWERY is like we can call him an auteur. You know, he's on that like Suda 51 level, I would say. Not quite there, but like there. Deadly Premonition, D4, and
He's
I can't
like
name
he's like a
another one.
Robert Rodriguez to Quentin Tarantino.
Excellent analogy.
Ooh, okay.
There it is.
He's got a new game. Hidetaka Suehiro's by his name, by the way. He's got a new studio called White Owls, and this game is coming out. Well, not coming out. Sorry, will be funded through Fig.
Okay.
Yes, the one that's the crowdfunding.
Double Fine is involved with.
Yep. You pay for games, and that one you can actually invest and make money back on your investments, which makes it a whole other bushel of oranges.
Bushel.
I would like a bushel, please. So anyway, it's called The Good Life, and I want to read you the the premise of The Good Life. All night, all of the town's residents turn into cats. Why does this happen? Is this why everyone in town is so happy? No one seems to remember what they do at night. Naomi is here to find out what's going on in Rainy Woods. The townspeople aren't the only ones who get to roam around the night as a cat. Naomi does too. Once the sun sets, you'll get to explore Rainy Woods and collect clues and important items connected to the events of the story. The town becomes a very different place at night, as certain secret paths, rooftops, and attics can only be accessed by cats. I'm sold.
So this is crazy. Correct me if I'm wrong. This was a few months ago.
All right.
But Cliff Bleszinski was doing an interview, and they were saying if you could make one game, what would it be? And he's like, yo, I've been thinking about like trying to make this game where you're a cat for a really long time.
It's hard to crack.
And it's hard, like, I won't be able to do it. So if anyone's out there, like, you should do it.
And Swery's like, I'm on it. I got you.
Yeah.
I got
It's
you.
like, what?
Rainy Woods
God
sounds familiar. Is that like a
Blood.
Deadly Premonition or something?
Good God, yes. That was the working title of Deadly Premonition. Look at the blue. How did you pull that, dude?
That's for Blood's
Yeah,
pull there.
that's a detail I pulled. Like, and I was
thumbs
like, you
up,
know what? I don't
thumbs
even
up.
need to do that. That was a good nugget, Blood. Yeah, that was the working title of Deadly Premonition. Yeah, funny thing to reuse. Apparently, it will work a lot like Deadly Premonition, but of course, yeah, you're a cat. But stylistically, it's like cartoonish. I get like a Leighton vibe looking at the art that they presented so far. And so it's not that kind of like gritty darkness of Deadly Premonition. And so yeah, that's what that is. The other weird thing, if we got to pull more headlines, this is launching on Fig September 3rd. Like right now, we can't even invest in it. I couldn't even look at that art. I couldn't read that description if I went to the website. I had to look at others reporting on it, Polygon in this case, because they have Fig memberships and they're allowed to have access previewing this project that will be open to funding on September 3rd.
What?
So they get, like, first
That's weird.
dibs.
First dibs. Yeah, I think they call them early birds. I think they call them Fig early birds.
Huh.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh?
This one,
It is-
I feel
that
like
is
this is
weird.
going to be invested in pretty quickly.
This is a home run.
Yeah.
You got your 1.5 million in a day.
Yeah.
Um,
Seems like a good investment.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a
the
good director.
Deadly Premonition board game got funded real quick, so yeah, there's definitely that group out there.
What's it called? The Good Life?
The Good Life. Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if there's kind of like a Stepford Wife vibe, or like what was the crazy clown game where you were like running through the city and trying not to get grabbed by people, and it was procedurally generated. And they're like, you haven't taken your happy today. What was that?
We Happy Few.
We
which
Happy
is
Few.
Still in development.
I wonder if it's kind of like that, because he said like, I wonder if everyone in this town is so happy because they turn into cats at night because
Yeah,
they're all
that's
so
it.
happy. So
That's
I
it,
wonder
man.
if like the happiness is kind of a cover
Yeah,
for like
it's
what's
gonna
actually
get-
going on, and
It's going to get weird.
Oh,
You know.
no way. No way. No.
it's like you
Everyone's
walk around
happy
a
because
day and
they're
everyone's
cats.
happy and everything's fine, and then you like go into
There's
their houses
no way
at night
this
and like,
thing doesn't get weirder.
There's
Everything's-
no twist. Mark my words, there's no
This is
twist.
getting weirder.
you are a cat person. End of story.
There will be an alley cat. Some back alley cat encounter.
And you wonder, who are you during the day? Who is this guy during the day?
Oh, that is interesting to think
Yeah.
about that. Yeah.
It's
Are they gonna have like little name tags or?
Whoa.
What?
What if you just like don't leave the house and he like doesn't want to go anywhere unless they're a cat,
what?
you know?
No, what are you talking
Like
about?
if you're in human form and you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't want to do anything in life until you can be a cat, and then like you go outside, you know?
That would be me, man. That would be- if I lived in this town, yes, that would be me. Yeah, I don't know. I like that idea. It reminds me a lot of like Twilight Princess, that kind of thing, where as Wolf Link, you can do things and talk to people as your wolf, and like, you know, it's probably that kind of thing. But yeah,
As long as we don't have to like sing as cats, we'll be fine.
yeah. Cats can sing.
Wolf singing was probably one of the worst memories of
Oh.
Twilight Princess.
that fish.
But you only learn to sing after some really cool stuff, right? When you
Yeah, I
fight.
mean, there's definitely cool things associated
Yeah.
with it, but
It's silly.
I play that like
Sounds
whole
bad.
game as a wolf.
Man,
Princess. I use the wolf so much, even combat. Just
so like after the point where you could switch freely, you're like,
Yeah.
I'm staying as the wolf.
for a lot of the game.
That's
I
so
was the
funny.
wolf.
I was the opposite here, where I'm like, I want to be Link.
Yeah.
I'm mad there's this gimmick in this game. Yeah.
I like that Midna's like riding you.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Bothered me. Because she doesn't ride you when you're regular Link, so it's like, why are you riding me right now? I'm a man. Like, stop this. And she does. When I'm turned back into a man, she's like, okay, I'll hang on my back. But yeah, for some reason, when you become a wolf, why? Yeah, obviously not too much to guess about The Good Life, but yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool announcement. It's good to see Fig still working and moving forward. And I checked to see like what kind of things are getting funded, and games are working. Games are getting funded on Fig. Games are failing on Fig as well. That's apparent, but also, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see it working. Multiple ways to fund games these days. It's fun. Panel. Before Crash Bandicoot launched the old Insane trilogy, we had a talk about what Crash Bandicoot means in this year, and I thought it'd be fun because of Sonic Mania getting launched this week. That'd be fun to just talk about Sonic the Hedgehog, have a discussion about Sonic. Huber's doing a giant dance. Yeah, I get it, Huber. It's like, yeah, I want to gauge you, panel. I want to hear what you think about Sonic in the present, and the past, and the future, and things like that. Because it's weird. He is an icon of gaming in so many ways. And so, yeah, Huber, you were dancing. We'll start with you. What do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog?
He's back. No, Sonic.
What do you think of that creature? What is he?
He's a hedgehog that loves chili dogs, and
By the way, I think that's so important.
the chili dogs.
It's so
Important.
specific.
Yes.
Yes.
And like, Sonic is awesome. His sidekick Tails is adorable, and you gotta have a good sidekick. And Mario and Luigi, like Sonic and Tails. You have to have that like weird kind of anti-hero Knuckles character too, and then you have like the evil villainous. You want to beat him every time, Dr. Robotnik. So
They call him Eggman now. It's canon.
I know.
Canonically Eggman.
I mean, he's such a goofball.
yeah. So it's just a great cast and world, and it's like when I booted up Sonic Mania, I had feels. I had really emotional feelings because
What's your history with Sonic then? I'm curious about that.
Sonic. Well, I had Sega Genesis
Okay.
instead of Super Nintendo, so I was that kid.
Oh, so you needed Sonic.
So yeah. Sonic was like a core staple of my childhood growing up.
Sure.
And my brother stopped playing games really after PlayStation 2. Mm-hmm. So like Sega Genesis was our prime together really playing games, and like N64 and a little bit of Dreamcast, but like Sonic the Hedgehog, my brother and I just like switching off and playing back and forth is one of the staples. So just booting up Sonic Mania and going through Green Hill Zone and seeing how it's like honoring the legacy of Sonic 1 and 2, and it's like there's parts of the level that are exactly the same, and then it kind of combines them, and then it does their own spin on it. There's a really cool like trophy where you can get like this fire bubble, and you can like destroy the circular spike thing that always used to give me trouble as a kid, every single time.
Oh, so it's kind of an empowerment.
Yeah. So
it's this thing, an obstacle that always used to be annoying as a child that you can destroy.
And
in this
I
game.
got the
That's
fire
cool.
and
That's cool.
destroyed it, and it's like, you're not so tough now, or whatever was like the name of the trophy. I was like, yeah. I got you.
Blood, do you care about Sonic the Hedgehog? Do you care?
Yeah, I haven't had as much history. Like, I was only able to play Sonic here and there at like friends' houses, when I was growing up.
Did you ever draw a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
Well, not that I can remember. Maybe I did. But yeah, and then I definitely, like, I had Sonic Adventure 2 on the GameCube. I played quite a bit of the first one on Dreamcast at somebody's place. I don't remember.
Probably my house.
Yeah.
And then yeah, some other random 3D ones, I'm sure. I reviewed, what was the really bad one? Just like a couple years ago that was, they had the cartoon and everything associated with it.
Sonic Boom.
Sonic Boom, yeah.
You reviewed Sonic Boom?
I made sure to review Sonic Boom.
Were we at Game Trailers?
Yeah.
I remember.
Oh, yeah.
Dang.
It's like that game, like, they didn't send it to us on time, but it was not escaping.
What score did you give Sonic Boom?
Oh, gosh.
It was like a 4 or 5. I think it was
No,
like
it was like a 2 or
5.5.
3 or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. Destroyed it.
Destroyed.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, you were like falling through the floor and stuff. The frame rate would die just turning corners, and there were so many things that were like, here's this cool city with nothing in it. Like, you didn't finish this.
Yeah. That was it was unfinished for sure. That was a bad one. I don't want to. Poor Boom Jones. Do you love Sonic?
I feel bad for Sonic.
You're Jones.
I don't love Sonic because I don't have a history with Sonic.
Yeah.
I played Sonic 1 I played Sonic on Game Gear. The first Sonic that came out on Game Gear.
You owned a Game Gear?
I owned a Game Gear, yeah. I played a lot of games on it.
Good on Game Gear.
Sure.
That's a good
Oh,
one.
Sonic Advance I reviewed back in the day. That was
That's
a
a cool
good
game.
one. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm curious, Jones. Like, you looked at Sonic and did you ever think like he's a cool character?
Sure. I don't really remember from my youth looking at a lot of characters and thinking they were cool. That's why I liked them.
Wait, what would you like characters for if not coolness?
I don't. Cool is a weird word. I don't know if I would associate it. I don't remember having that. You say,
What
did you
other
think he was
word you
cool?
associate with,
And I
like-
guess not because I didn't have.
There are two things to associate with Sonic, and that's
Yeah.
fast and cool.
Yeah. So Jones, I legit think Sonic was cool, and I think he's just like that. It was an essential part of his character. If you had Sonic pencils in
Right.
school, you had the coolest pencils you could possibly have.
I don't remember a lot of video game boxes,
Yeah.
but the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 Genesis box was like my favorite video game box growing
That
up.
huge 2 you're talking
Because
about.
the huge 2 Robotnik's like crushing it, and
Yeah.
then Sonic and Tails are there, and Sonic is looking so cool
He's
on that
looking
cover.
tough.
He
Yeah,
looks
man.
so cool.
Yes. Yeah. And that's like, it's so weird. I think he's almost designed to be juxtaposed against Mario, you know? Like, I think he's meant to, like, we have more
sure.
attitude.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's why I didn't fall in love with him because I was just a big NES and SNES guy. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, a lot of that advertising in my EGMs that I would get every month was very like, you're wrong if you like these games. You know, like, these games are better on Genesis, period. And it was like, okay.
Well,
Just not.
what's always
Here
funny
it
to
goes.
me, kind of growing up, like especially like a couple of years later, is there's so many people that like didn't notice Sega until Sonic the Hedgehog that they were like convinced that like it was a Genesis launch game. And I'm like, no, the Genesis was around before Sonic came out for like a little while.
Ooh, you just taught me something. How long was the Genesis out before Sonic? Like a year or two?
Somewhere around there, because
Wow.
like the Genesis, like the first thing that it came out, like the NES was still like kicking hard.
Oh yeah, for
And
a
so,
while.
and that was like the whole like Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Altered
and
Beast, I
campaign.
remember being
Yeah.
a very early Genesis game.
You're right. So Blood, I think Sonic was actually around the release of the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It was very close.
Yeah.
because of, like they were really like putting it up against Super Mario World.
Yeah, you're totally right. Wow. With Sonic the Hedgehog, I wanted. This is what's interesting, Hubert. When we talked about Crash Bandicoot, Crash had been dormant for a while.
Yeah.
Sonic has never been dormant.
Yeah.
There's never been a year without Sonic the Hedgehog in a new video game.
Or several.
Yes.
There's
right,
been-
right. Well, there's been one where they're like,
There's been a lot of bad ones,
yeah.
a couple good ones, and a good amount of mediocre ones. I mean, Mario at the Olympics, or Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, and all the sports ones are like pretty decent. You always talk about Sonic Unleashed, and that's a video game I like too. It's not gonna win any awards, but seriously, Sonic Unleashed is good.
Yeah.
And then they came back with like Sonic 4, Episode 1 and 2. But yeah, there's just been a lot of misses.
Yeah.
So I think that has really damaged. I guess what I'm asking you guys, what's worse, being dormant for a decade or coming out with like 7 bad games but like 3 good games?
I think Sonic has definitely had this ongoing reputation of, oh, this looks really awesome. Oh wait, it's not.
Yeah.
And I think like that, like it's kind of become like a joke for a long time.
Because like
And
nailing those, like Sonic Adventure, like really nailed the 3D blazing through the environment at high speed. So they tried to capture that, like they did with Sonic Unleashed. You played two games in one there.
Yep.
And those levels were my favorite. I know the Werehog is cool, but like going through the environments at high speeds is really cool. And then
There are 0 good Werehog levels. That's fair. Yeah.
yeah. And then Sonic Generations is another good one, and it kind of doubled down on that as well. The really speedy levels.
Yeah.
But just like sometimes, like I forget, maybe it was Sonic Colors. There's one bad one that was doing those types of levels, and it like didn't work really well.
Maybe Sonic Worlds?
Sonic
Because people
Worlds,
really
yeah.
like Sonic Colors.
Okay.
Sonic Worlds was the one that people was thinking was looking like Galaxy at first, right?
Right, and that was one on Wii U. I don't think it ever left. I don't think that game ever left Wii U.
Yeah. And then there's all these weird little
There's
spin-offs,
so
like Sonic
many
and the
and so-
Black
yeah.
Knight. Like,
Yeah.
what the heck, King Arthur or something?
And then you got like Shadow the Hedgehog is terrible.
Let the bodies hit the floor.
Yeah, well, here's the crazy thing, panel, is that, I guess you could, like Huber, I would say it's better to have what Sonic has had. Sonic has made fans happy since the 80s. No, I guess it wouldn't be the 90s, early 90s. That's crazy. I think he actually may have been Japan late 90s. We'll figure that out.
Late 80s, me?
Late 80s, yep. That's insane. No video game characters had this longevity. Mario has, but very few have. And stayed making new releases the entire time. I don't think he's ever gone dormant. Sonic the Hedgehog has never taken a nap.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. And so, Jones, how can we define this longevity? Like, how can we say that a game can be mediocre for 20 years and still keep going? 25, I guess.
I think it's like you said, like we were talking about the pencils and him on the cover, like he just made such an impression. And I think so many people tried to do that at the time, like in the 90s, of like, oh, it's that easy. We just pick an animal and like make them run or jump and they're set. And then
Arrow the acrobat.
These kids will fall in love with it, and like 95% of them failed. And so, there were only like a handful. I think even characters like Lara Croft, like you couldn't equate them at the time, to like these other characters because they're clearly like bubbly cartoon, like either like lots of action or crazy platforming or lots of speed. And I think people were just always willing to give him a chance. But that's the thing is, and that's what I kind of feel bad about Sonic is like, I don't know if every time they looked after it, at a Sonic game that did not perform well, they were like, well, it performed well enough that we think, we can maybe do this with the next game, or if there was just some crazy like train going at a wall, like we gotta make these games no matter what. Like if Sonic fails, Sega fails. Like if we can't stand behind this character, what do we have? What else do we have? There's no B character to fall back on.
I think there's kind of two different factors to me. I think number one is most of the Sonic games have been good enough for people to still like hold on. It's like, oh, they almost got it.
Unleashed.
They were almost there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like if they just don't do that thing, it'll be great.
But you never saw like the Sonic game that then they made another one that was very similar, just improved. It was always just now we're doing this weird thing.
Because Sonic,
So it never got
Sonic,
a chance to like plateau.
They did
and,
Sonic
like,
4 Part 1 and it was great, and then Part 2 was like kind of weird.
I think they even called them episodes.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah,
episode. It was
episode 1 and 2.
episode 2,
Yeah.
and I was like, wait. This
Someone in the
was-
Sonic Mania review, I don't know if they were just like trying to troll or what, but they were like, oh, there's no Sonic 4. Like they were denying it exists.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But the other thing though, I think that has helped Sonic is Sega has also kept up a pretty solid media presence outside of the games. And so I think that while when we were kids, Sonic was the cool thing, like now Sonic is just like the safe thing for parents. It's like there's not that many kids games that they can get. And it's like, oh, there's a new Sonic game. That kids will like that. And so like that's why I reviewed Sonic Boom, because like I have like, even if everyone else has said it, I also have to let people know that this game is terrible. Because they
very
got a
interesting,
cartoon and everything else going on with it.
Yeah, that's incredibly interesting. You're right. I think he's working for multiple generations now.
Yeah.
And they keep that in mind. Because where I wanted to transition this into is talking about the two Sonic games we're getting this year. Sonic Mania, which seems to be made for our generation, and Sonic Forces, that seems to be made for a broader generation.
I'm a believer.
And he's in
Forces
Lego
now.
too. They
Lego
had that
Dimensions,
thing,
yeah.
Yeah.
God,
It was in Lego. What is it called? Lego. It's
Lego
not
Dimensions.
Worlds. Lego Dimensions. Thank you.
I didn't really know what Sonic Forces was. Every time you brought it up on the podcast, I was like, that sounds terrible.
It's the one of the character creation.
Yeah, so
Yes.
I kept thinking it was a 3DS game. I was wrong. I finally watched the trailer, and I'm like, dude, this looks good! Because it has the Unleashed Generations Sonic Adventure style, like blazing through the environment at high
Yes.
speeds, 3D. I was like, dude, this looks decent. This could be good. Maybe a little pretty serious game. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, do you feel like the character creation thing is trying to kind of pull from some of the Skylanders where they've had that kind of thing in the past couple of years, and like, it's like, yeah, that's what kids are into right now.
We had a huge conversation about it when it was announced that they had the character creation and Blood. The leading theory is just that they recognized the fan art. They recognize that everybody wants to create their own Sonic character and kind of self-insert them into the series as their own Sonic character. And it kind of seems like they're just doing that thing. But at the same time, it's a twist. It's the spider monster. It's the thing that's like, we can say Sonic Forces is the one where you make a character and you know exactly which Sonic we're talking about. And so I think it's a good hook. I doubt it's them trying to chase Skylanders, the now dead franchise. But yeah.
Well, you see something and then it takes a while before you can actually do it. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But they Skylanders didn't start create a character until last year.
Mm-hmm.
I know my Skylanders.
Right?
Yeah.
I'd like to see Platinum Games make a Sonic game.
Well,
And it doesn't have to have Platinum combat,
Okay.
but like movement. Like Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast. Seeing that whale on the docks, like that is what they've replicated with Unleashed and Generations, and now all the way up to Sonic Forces. Like, there's got to be a better way to translate 3D movement in Sonic going at high speeds, because it's like, unless you know the map, you're gonna run into a wall. And their fix to that always seems like, all right, just put a bunch of bounce pads and it'll kind of like, you get in the bounce pad or the booster and it'll kind of lock you into the movement. You're always kind of on a path. But if they could nail somehow just like the high speed and like go left, go down, like go up, and just like, all the ways to go, and like jump up there, go straight, jump down there. Like if they could somehow get that, that'd be crazy.
Huber, I hate look at this game in Unreal Engine, but Sonic the Hedgehog in Unreal Engine was so cool because it was just a big, vast green field.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you know what? I'd actually like to do that.
Yeah.
I'd love to blaze through a green field. That'd
Let
be
me just
fun.
run.
Jones, so the question to you is, can the two games coexist? Can Sonic Mania, I think, is a hit. I think we won't be concerned about its sales. I think
Only $20 too.
Yeah, I think we can say it's going to be successful. Sonic Forces will probably do just as well as Sonic games tend to do. And
Do we know the price on that? Is that going to be like $60
That's a 60, yeah,
retail
that's
Call of Duty?
That's a Call of Duty scale, big budget. The robots are exploding. Jones, how do we move forward with these two takes on the same franchise?
Well, the trick is, I think actually, Sonic Mania might be the harder game. Recover's a bad word, but like to repeat or to like try to figure out what that next step is.
I'm with you on this, Jones. Yes.
Because it's like it's a little bit of new stuff and a little bit of old stuff. And if you make another game that's a little bit of new stuff and a little bit of old stuff, like will it hit as much as this game did?
Much like Mega Man 9, it's like you spent it. You could do that once and you spent it.
Yeah, and then 10 was nice, but it just kind of felt like the same vibe.
Yeah.
And so again, as excited as I am about it, it does feel like again them just going back to the drawing board and like sitting there with their heads in their hands in the boardroom for so long, and then one guy was, oh wait, I have an idea, and that seems like every Sonic game is just kind of like, oh wow, what if we try this, and not like, oh, that's naturally the evolution. So like I don't think any one of those games looked like it's like, oh, Mania was gonna be great and Forces looks bad. Like I played Forces, it was fun, I enjoyed it. Like I played as one of like the little characters at Judges Week.
You've played it?
And you enjoyed it.
I had a good time.
Yes! Yes! Now I'm even more pumped.
Now there's reason to be pumped.
Jones said he liked it.
And Jones is more excited about that than Mania.
Whoa!
Yes. Wowee.
Well, I just think the follow-up to Forces is going to be like the main Sonic games that they've been making. Whereas like Mania, I think stands out, but I don't know how.
I feel like
it'd
they
be a
could
tough act to follow.
I feel like they could do maybe one more Mania because there's a lot of stages.
Okay.
You rack up Sonic 1, 2, and 3, and Knuckles or whatever.
Yeah.
Like they pull from a lot of the Sonic games. You can do that maybe one more time. There's a lot of stages that are in 1 and 2 that they necessarily didn't use in Mania. I feel like they could do maybe one more.
But again, I don't think the hype is there as much. It's like 2 more levels. You need something more than just more levels, for sure. And so, yeah, I hear you there, Jones.
What is it? Giant robot monster? What is
a Doc Brown spider monster?
Doc Brown spider monster.
Marta, you gotta help me.
Maybe bring the 3D characters into 2D.
There are a lot of surprises in Mania, stuff that you don't see coming. So.
Ooh.
But did they ever bring? I know he has like a little croc friend and the little purple friend and stuff. Like, did they ever bring those into 2D? Like, do we only see those in like colors and?
I think
Heroes,
that
Sonic
they have.
Heroes is what I'm thinking of. Where you
I'm
were like all the
not
different...
willing to see those corrections. Do not bother. I'm going to say the crocodile has never been in 2D.
Okay. Because that might be fun.
Oh, I bet he is, though. I bet he's in like one of those weird ones on Sega CD.
God, there's so many.
But no, Jones, really?
so many.
That's the
I can't
pull?
keep 'em
You know,
straight.
the pull is making them in good games. You're right.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
Yes.
what if you had Shadow in Mania,
Yes.
but kind of commenting on, like, what if he pops up, he's got the guns, and Sonic's like,
But see, that's what
you
people
know,
don't
like,
want.
Yeah, man.
People don't want those other characters.
Right. But we're talking about how you continue on.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Sonic Mania 2 with the same 3 characters won't work. And so I like the idea that Jones, like, they know people don't like these characters, and they're like, we're going to put them in a good game. Don't worry about it. We made that Sonic Mania. You love it. Sonic Mania 2, Shadow the Hedgehog is a super good idea, Jones. That's a really good idea.
Well, this Mania's gone back and reminded people what was great about these early games, giving them new stuff as well, changing up the stuff that they knew. I think like going back and kind of admitting the mistakes that the series has made and maybe commenting on that stuff and trying to improve it and having these worlds clash. I don't know.
God, and that's why I
Bad
just,
person to ask about what
Sure,
Sonic
yeah,
should
absolutely.
do.
That's why I just had so many emotions, because like it was simultaneously something from my childhood and something new to me and my tastes and current now together, like at the same time. It was playing on my nostalgia, but it was also new, remixed. Like the music is a little different, and just
yeah.
just getting me on all sides. Sonic Mania.
Yeah. I want to make it clear, Sonic Mania, yeah, obviously it hit. Obviously, we're all going to love this game. But I'm thinking like forward. I don't think they can make you feel that way the exact same way twice in a row.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard.
Yeah. Blood, what do you think? What do you think Sonic does in the future? What do you do with this?
I mean, it's hard because there have been like so many things like Generations and such that I haven't got to try out. There've been, like you said, so many games.
So I can't know.
Yeah.
But
Colors is
like
good,
one thing I
but-
was thinking, is just so many of the 3D games that I have played. Like when you do get into those fast parts and the bounce pads and everything, it feels like the best parts of the game almost feel like you kind of go into auto mode.
Yep.
Like there's not a lot of skill involved or
Oh, because you
variation.
lock on to enemies, you're just like bat.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so I kind of, I kind of was envisioning like really big fields like Xenoblade or something, just like a much like wider lane. And obviously like you couldn't like be going all different directions. You'd still be going forward, but like you'd have a broader path and like things to jump on and stuff like that. So, like moving forward through what feels like a classic 2D Sonic level, like the Green Hill Zone, but a wide lane to where you have a lot of different
Like
options to
F-Zero.
move around.
F-Zero GX, but
But I mean, I
Sonic.
feel that's what I feel like that's what the Wii U one was sort of like, was trying to do that
So-
tube thing.
Panel, we're about to open a can of worms.
I don't know.
I didn't come here wanting to open this can of worms.
Sure.
But like we're leading on this path, Huber. But what Blood was just talking about, this freedom and everything, I'm on board for, right? But I think when you're working on, and they probably are planning the next big Sonic game, you have to consider the Nintendo Switch. And I think that because of the Switch's popularity, we might be seeing games that are being planned and designed with the Switch in mind, where I think you have to drag down your expectations a little of what you can fit into a level, what you can process, and things like that.
I mean, look at Mario Kart.
What do you mean, look at Mario Kart?
I mean, Mario Kart is similar in a lot of ways to what you would want out of a 3D Sonic game.
Yeah, if they can do
Wait,
Breath
what?
of the Wild.
You're moving really fast.
Yeah.
You've got a lot of crazy stuff going on in the background. You just put platforming in there instead of
No,
just...
Blood,
If they can do the size of Breath of the Wild,
I
like,
want
you can...
I want a Sonic
Making
game.
Sonic.
I want a
Look how
Sonic
great
game
Mario Kart
that
looks.
looks like Horizon, but instead, like when they're making. So Sonic Forces will be on Switch, by the way. So I'm just thinking, like, and this is a lot of games. I'll have to think about this. Like, we have to make this work on the Switch. Don't go nuts. Don't go nuts. Keep it simple. I think that's what a lot
Mario
of games
Kart
will have
looks
to.
so good. I don't understand.
Mario Kart it looks good because you're on a track. It looks good because it's
You
not.
can't go into that Animal Crossing
Yeah, yeah,
house and like open that door and see things.
This
Well,
is-
you wouldn't
this is
in a-
rude to
you
say,
wouldn't in
but
a great Sonic game
Mario
either.
Kart looks better than Super Mario Odyssey. Look, Mario Odyssey is my most anticipated game. I think it looks great, but Mario Kart looks better than that. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe looks better than that. And so obviously, like when you're on the track, when it's a racing game, you get to make things look better than you would if you could freely explore them, as in a Sonic game.
But I don't know that I don't know that slowly, freely exploring things is great for a Sonic game.
So you want to be on a track in your ideal Sonic game?
Like, it wouldn't necessarily be like a full track, but yeah, it would be like a wider track with maybe, different branching paths that go off in different directions.
The second you got a branching path, you've broken the Switch. We can't do it. The Switch can't handle that branching path. Yeah, it can't handle it.
It's like Outrun.
Outrun has branching paths. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, you don't have to load both paths.
You have to settle it with forces.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe that conversation is worth having some other time, or maybe it's not worth having at all. But yeah, we talked about compromise. Remember when we were talking about there's still a PS3 and Xbox 360 version? I think the Switch is going to start compromising multi-platform games.
Sooner than later.
But yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it's not.
PS5's coming.
Yeah, exactly. And the PS5 games will be compromised by the Switch.
And
how crazy is that?
And they'll be compromised by the PS4.
Yeah.
It's constant compromise.
Constant compromise.
There's only like that small window when games are not compromised. Mm-hmm. And it's right now, 2017. We're living
right
in
now.
it.
We're living in it.
The prime.
Yakuza 6.
Yes.
To end this conversation, I just think it's really interesting that in this year, Mario's got a huge game coming out. Crash Bandicoot has a huge game coming out. And Sonic the Hedgehog is a huge game coming out. That's crazy. It's crazy that, I don't know.
It's been a nostalgic year. You throw Resident Evil and Zelda into that ring as well. That's a lot of franchises that have been around for a long time.
Yeah, Huber, I guess I'm just interested in this idea that some characters are able to permeate, that they're able to stick around throughout years and years.
BJ Blazkowicz, still kicking ass.
Yeah. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
And, a lot of characters die. A lot of characters, like we talked about, were just goofballs and didn't make it. And so it's just interesting to me. I don't know. I don't really have a reason why. And those three in particular are huge this year. But, yeah, it's an interesting thing to look at, I guess.
Sonic defined a generation. Like, no joke. Like, Genesis, he was the guy.
Yep.
And I'll never forget when Dreamcast launched. Like, I have visions, I remember certain things from my gaming past. I remember opening the Max Payne box in my mom's station wagon because it was one of the first DVD cases for a game.
No.
I'll never forget going into an EB Games, looking up at the TV and seeing those whales in Sonic Adventure.
I think that's Walmart for me.
I hear you, dude. I hear you.
And freaking out.
Yes.
I was with my
The whales
brother,
were wrecking a dock that Sonic was trying to run on.
Mind-blowing.
Yes.
The craziest visuals I'd ever seen, and the fact that I had been attached to Sonic already, I was just like, like I have to play that.
Really, it was a pretty enormous leap over the N64 and the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like, when you think about it, like, comparing the Dreamcast stuff to stuff now, like, you can see the improvement. Mm-hmm. But there was so much a bigger night and day between the generation before it and the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So, there's Genesis and Dreamcast. Sonic was kicking, and...
Sonic's still kicking, though. I really don't think Sonic ever stopped kicking, which is kind of
And
crazy.
it's like, Sega doesn't make systems anymore, so it's like Sonic is kind of carrying that torch, Sega makes other games, obviously, and publishes a lot of games, but... Sonic is like, I'm still here. We're still here. Sega is alive.
And I think the way Jones opened that conversation is right, is that Sega needs Sonic. It's kind of like, you can't take a year off. We need you. We need that money every year. We're counting on that money. And I think you're totally right, Jones. I think that's a thing that's every single... Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all hear that? Sounds like it's podcast halftime.
The following are the official sponsors of Easy Allies for the month of August. Scorn, an atmospheric horror adventure developed by Ebb Software set in a nightmarish universe of odd forms and somber tapestry. Go to scorn-game.com for more information. JoJo Dent Co., your friendly automotive dent repair expert. If you're currently an Easy A patron and are in the Denver metropolitan area, tweet at FastMower if you would like to have your minor door dings repaired free of charge. iKeyless. Need a new car key or remote? iKeyless.com has been in the key replacement business since 2002. Check them out today and they can help save you up to 75% off of the dealership's prices. If you type in offer code EASY-A at checkout, you'll get 15% off of your order. Mango. Hogue Law Business Law Firm. Whether you're starting a business at level 1, stuck fighting the dreaded fundraising boss, or finally cashing out with a well-earned high score, you need a good business lawyer at your side. Rick Hogue started Hogue Law to bring more than a decade of experience to companies like yours, and is proud to support the Allies. Check him out at www.hoaglaw.com. Michael Kozachenko, who is producing video game long-form reviews on YouTube at youtube.com/MishaKoz. His latest video that tackles Uncharted 3 is available now for all patrons of patreon.com/MishaKoz, and live Friday, August 11th for everybody. El Thanis.
That's in the past. I don't know if you want to.
But it's available now. Go check it out.
Okay.
Uncharted 3.
Drake's Deception.
Iron Harvest, a real-time strategy game for PC, PS4, and Xbox One, currently in development at King Art Games. Join their community and help bring the alternate reality of 1920 plus to life. All of these links are available in the description. Thank you to our sponsors.
I like that MishaKoz is like hitting the cell.
Oh yeah,
That's some good copy.
just changing it up. Yeah,
I like that, yeah. Do you think Hogue Law is going to hit me and say, like, Kyle, it's very bad that you're talking about using other people's IP?
What do you mean with?
With making fan games. Do you think Hogue Law is going to be like,
Now
Kyle,
he is.
Oh, now
No.
you poke the bear.
Yeah. You poked the Hogue. Never poke the Hogue. Yeah, I'm doomed. I'm going to get schooled.
Well, yeah,
next
if
week.
you're a lawyer, there's no like wishy-washy answer about that's always no. Yeah, don't ever no. Don't do that.
'Cause that's the thing. Look, I know like you shouldn't do it, but I'm saying do it. Get those eyeballs.
When's Better Call Saul season 4?
I'm saying like you can't blame me. Like I'm not liable. I'm just saying do it.
Yeah, what if like I end up getting sued
I have
for this?
zero negative
Absolutely.
ramifications here. Do it.
Flash forward 1 year later, I'm gone. I'm just on the streets. Shouldn't have done that. Let's begin. Love and respect.
Love and respect.
You ready for a hard one?
No.
Not really, but let's do it.
Ooh, not really, but let's do it. Hi, allies. I have a rather topical gaming question for you all, if you are willing. Say you are Activision or Bethesda, and you are releasing Call of Duty World War II and Wolfenstein 2 in just 3 months. You are ramping up your marketing blitz, all about fighting the Nazis and Nazis taking over America. And then this past weekend happens. What do you do now? How do Activision or Bethesda begin their marketing for World War II and Wolfenstein with the current conversation on the topic being so very heated and emotional, likely for some time? Do they even bother with marketing at this point or avoid it entirely and just let the games come out with little fanfare? At what point do you even consider postponing to spring 2018 to just distance yourself from it all? Sorry for the tough one, but would love your opinions. All the love, Brandon Patton at the Thumb Blister, THUMBLISTER. By the way, no 2 B's. Boom.
I think probably the best thing for them to do is just to stay the course. Like, don't try to capitalize on it at all, of course.
But I would think it's
But-
kind of part of what Wolfenstein advertises as.
Sure.
Yeah, they're absolutely capitalizing on it. Well, I see. You're not trying to capitalize on the drama,
Right.
but still capitalize on the fact that this is a game where you're warring against Nazis.
Right.
So don't hide that, right?
But I don't think that they do like that's a part of the game, but I don't think like they're, putting big banners, hey, go around, kill Nazi. Like that's not really where they're focusing on, really.
I saw a lot of social media sharing of some interview that they did where the guy was like the 2 images where he's like, and who doesn't like killing Nazis? And then like smiled to the camera, and it was like those 2 images of him quoting that and him smiling. That made the rounds a lot during E3.
Yeah.
And I don't know what trailer that was. If it was just like a fun trailer they dug up, or if that was from like the core Wolfenstein. I mean, I know they had like a main E3 trailer, but I don't know if that was from a doc they released before and people dug it up at E3, or if that was released at E3.
Blood, I feel like that's why Wolfenstein exists. Talking back like Wolfenstein 3D.
I think Wolfenstein's in a trickier place than World War
Yeah.
II. World War II, you don't change a thing because you have the history vibe. It's like, regardless of who are the good guys or bad guys here, this is our interest in this is making you feel what it was like to be in that conflict, what it was like to wear these uniforms, to hold those weapons, to drive these tanks. So I think there's a lot of that. Nostalgia is a really bad word. A lot of that perspective of just kind of like shining the light on these things that kids from this era might not be familiar with. Whereas Wolfenstein is counting a little bit more on that kind of sentiment that like they're like, yeah, we all share this, right? And I don't know if a lot of the majority of their audience probably does, but maybe not all of them.
I don't
Jones,
know.
yes. The majority
Yeah.
of the Wolfenstein audience likes shooting Nazis. That's a safe thing to
That's
say.
why I love
Right.
You can
Wolfenstein.
say that, yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
It's my favorite enemy to kill in video games.
Absolutely,
It's my
dude.
number one.
Yes.
Like Mecha Hitler, you're going down. Kidding?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know anything about marketing though, so is it too late for these $100+ million video games to like shift or pull out? Like,
you can pull out it in a second, and it had like the Pepsi ad was pulled in a day. Like you can pull out anytime you want. You're right though; it's hard to shift. It's hard to say, you know what, we should take a different angle on it. I bet you're right.
because like Wolfenstein is like comedy at some parts, and like,
Oh sure.
like,
Oh yeah.
there's comedy, and
It's a
like,
delicate balance, but
Yeah.
and not really like. I think the comedy is kind of in like the buffoonery presented with all of them, and placing them in these horrible situations, putting like electric traps that are just waltzing right into, having Milkshake Guy, be like, hey, you remind me of someone. You're like,
Yeah.
like creating those tense moments. I think when it does get its hokiest, it is involving. Even the scary moment from the teaser at the end of their E3 demo, even the mom like berating her child for eating too many sweets. Like there is kind of a. It's not funny, but like there is a comedic side to it. Like there are parts of that you could laugh at and not be looked at funny.
Sure, and I can see that as
Before
being
last weekend potentially.
as being dangerous, right?
Yeah.
To say like, oh, Nazis are silly, when it's like, well, come on, this is happening right now. It's
Yeah.
not very silly. I can see where, maybe don't lean into the silliness aspect of Nazis.
When you're making trailers now, maybe
Yeah.
maybe focus up the heroism angle and not so much the ain't Nazis a gas angle. Yeah.
Right, which is kind of like, I mean, it opened with, and I think they're still doing trailers with like the commercials. Like, wouldn't it be funny? Like, look how silly TV would be if the Nazis had won. Huh? Isn't this goofy? And it's like, maybe like, don't play up the goofy. I get you there.
Yeah.
Which is tough because the New Order was so goofy. They had all the albums that had come out and the like remakes of popular tracks that we knew, but different people singing them. And
See, I
being
thought
sung
those were
in
kind
Germany
of
too,
impactful and not a silly way. I mean, didn't that have like the referee who shot the player in a clip or something like that? Yeah, like that to me was like super dark. That was I didn't think that was played for his humor as much. The original Wolfenstein trailers.
Well, but the one we got from E3 of the little girl who has the machine that follows her around, and the machine's out there killing people by mistake. Whoops.
Yeah.
And that stuff is tricky, and it was so positive in the first. I loved the all the advertising for the first game. I thought it was really clever because it was streamlined throughout the whole thing. So if it was a print ad or if it was just a 30-second commercial or a long trailer, even just gameplay clips, like it all felt like they were being approved by the same person or the same committee.
Yeah.
They were being written and conceived by the same team. And so that team is now probably scratching their heads a little bit by being like, oh man, how do we... Again, if we play up the heroism of Blazkowicz and the return of these characters and the ultimate victory over, possible losses that occurred in the first game, that's a sell. But I bet they got so many things preloaded, ready to go.
Because like video
that are hokey.
games and movies are entertainment, right? But like I saw Dunkirk, and like you go to a movie to be entertained, right? And like Dunkirk is a great movie, but it affected me personally. I came out of the theater and
Not smiling.
collapsed in tears and sat near a fountain for like 4 minutes, bawling my eyes out. Like I had it together, and Beth looked over and she's like, "Yeah, why did that happen at that part?" And then it was just like flood of emotion, like couldn't handle it. And like at the end of the day, it is entertainment, but it's also a good way to tell stories that matter and that can affect you personally.
Do you think Call of Duty World War II will?
I mean, the trailer, like, again, like Joan said, the trailer does have some, like, heroism in it, and it seemed more serious and, like, Band of Brothers style of, like, we're going through this. But I look back at the last couple Call of Duty games, and they've never really touched me in that kind of way. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it's safe to say that the trailers for Call of Duty have proven they can't. Yet.
Yeah.
I don't think they've had that trailer where you go, oh, they're going somewhere with this one. I don't think they've presented that to us yet. Yeah. Maybe it will eventually. But yeah, there's kind of a lot riding on it. Can they show that maturity? I think it is worth saying that they've had announced in their big reveal that there will be no swastikas in multiplayer, but absolutely in the single player game. And so I think that's kind of an interesting decision.
I think multiplayer is the biggest trouble area with World War II.
Sure.
That there were lots of parties in World War II fighting from lots of different areas, and it's clearly like U.S. versus Germany in like the multiplayer modes. So like every time you get into any match, half of the people playing that match are playing as Nazis, and so that's a very deliberate choice to remove any iconography from it. But then again, you're still you can call it whatever you want, draw it however you want. It is what it is. So I could see that potentially haunting, because that's not just something at launch that then will go away. Like they want to keep releasing maps and modes and more zombie stuff, and so it's like, if how's this is
well,
this...
zombies wouldn't be a problem.
Sure, potentially, but it's just it's how it's perceived. If they had some super goofy, over the top, Nazi focused, expansion that they were doing to zombies, and now they're like,
is it safer just to call them like the Axis or something? Like if you're just like, we're the Axis. I'm on the Axis side. Does that feel better?
I think that's definitely been in the past.
Okay.
In different games.
Sure.
It's still the Nazis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like, Hubert, is that what you would do? Like as an actual decision, as like a game designer, like how do you even handle that?
I don't know.
Okay.
That is like, because you're dealing with hundreds of $1 million, hundreds. I don't know. I don't know anything about budgets. I know nothing about Call of Duty and marketing and all that.
I wouldn't say hundreds. I'd probably a heavy 100.
Cool 100 mil.
100 plus.
Yeah.
100 plus. Heavy 100.
So it's like, what kind of, I don't know.
Yeah.
What decision do you make there?
Mm-hmm. It's crazy. That's a crazy responsibility. You're right, Jones. Having them.
But it's tricky. Yeah, you're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. Yeah. Because if you do make big changes, and especially announce those changes via social media or whatever like channels that you can, it's somehow saying that like your viewpoint on the game was somehow different before the events of this last week,
right?
And that this kind of like wow, this happened, and now I'm totally changing the way I think about Nazis. It's like, I don't think so. I think you're pretty dialed into what you think. Yeah. And I'm sure there were some serious talks on both of these teams going into this game, realizing like this is a sensitive issue. We want people to be polite on social media and all that. And I don't think this is going to change any of that. I just think, it's like what. I'm sure people that would like to see these companies support them and wanted them to make changes, but at the same time, it's dangerous to make a change. And for you, the first thing that Blood said is like, well, okay, now are you making this because you feel this is politically the right thing to do, or are you potentially capitalizing on some free advertising here to get people interested? Controversy sells good and bad in games, and so.
But I mean, I think what you're saying about multiplayer, it actually makes me think that Call of Duty might have the harder time than Wolfenstein.
I totally forgot about multiplayer when I started this conversation.
Because it's like, okay, now who wants to play as the Nazis? It's like nobody. Yeah, it's like it's not about like what guns and tanks and whatever you get to use. It's like, I just don't want to be that guy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, what do you do?
But then that plays bad against Germany, and Germany itself is not really the issue here. It's like Germany's doing okay. And so when I hear, like, I appreciated playing multiplayer and hearing them talk in German to each other and being like, oh, that's neat, different languages and like different vibes and stuff.
Yeah.
That was a while ago. That was like, it's a couple months back. But yeah, I think if either of them are going to make a shift, it would be bad if I could tell when. If I could see like, oh, there it is. That's the trailer. And you could timestamp all the media that came out before that, and then everything that came after that. Then people could really like analyze the shift and be like, well, wait, why? Why did they make that decision? Let's really tear apart this trailer and figure out what their message is and what they're trying to tell us.
It's also kind of hard because it's so fresh. Like it's like today, and it's like, where are we at today versus where we're gonna be at. Well, at the end of the week, and
it was
the end of the
suggested
month,
spring 2018. Like, do you think things will have cooled off by spring 2018?
I mean, it's such a weird thing to try to predict.
Yeah.
Which one is like that? Wolfenstein?
Yeah. No, both of them are this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And the question was asking like, should they delay? Should they just release it later when things have cooled off?
Oh, okay.
And I think the answer to that is no.
No.
I think the answer to that one is a big no.
But then there's like the things we don't know. Like, and Jones kind of touched on this, is like the message of the game. Like, what was their intent what message, what story were they trying to tell in Call of Duty about this moment in time, about the Nazis trying to take over, about, the American soldiers that the game is clearly covering. So it depends on their intent of the story they were trying to tell to begin with. Like, if they believe in it and if they think they had a good story to tell that, like, honors the legacy, then yeah, go for it. But it's just the multiplayer again. Like you guys were saying, is the tricky thing. Nobody, that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
I think about 9/11 and like Metal Gear Solid 2 and how they were like, oh man, like what a crazy coincidence that we literally were crashing a plane into New York in this game that we've been working on for months.
Metal Gear Arsenal.
And
but yeah.
so okay, we got to make some shifts here, because if you're looking at this horrible headline and then playing our game, you might think like, well, where did they get the inspiration for what they were going to do? And we don't want to confuse that at all. We don't want you to think that was our inspiration, so it's just really safe to just totally change that. Whereas I don't see that with these two games. Like, I think it could be frustrating seeing commercials that kind of glorify this or potentially make light of it, but I don't.
It's not
as an
it's not as
educated
direct,
consumer, I just don't think you would like blame Bethesda or Activision to like, well, it's very clear why you thought of this idea in the first place.
Sure.
I just think they're both in sticky
Yeah,
situations.
well, it's also they're both set in the past, at least in some form or another.
Sure.
Blood, what's the name of the game where there's natural disasters and then after the tsunami in Japan they just canceled the franchise completely? Do you know that franchise? Anyway, there was a very popular, popular series in Japan that was actually selling really well. It's about natural disasters happening, and you have to survive them. And I think it might be kind of action-heavy, survival kind of game.
I remember Disaster Day of Crisis, but that was one game. Okay.
I think it's a series. I think I think that's exactly what we're talking about, Disaster Day of Crisis. So there was a game coming out, the tsunami happened. They're just, okay, the franchise is gone. And I almost think that is the right thing to do in that case. It's kind of direct. It's kind of like, oh, it's actually not fun to play a game where I'm trying to survive a natural disaster. I get that. And so, yeah, I think these two are separated enough where there's something there. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Because that is like natural disaster versus like choices that were made in World War II.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. Please never apologize for sending us a hard question. We don't have definitive answers, but yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting thing. Y'all want to play a game? You want to have a fun one?
Fun one.
Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, let's go back into fun mode. Change of pace. I'm excited about this game. We've been doing this for a while. People send in questions and games and topics every week. Still impressed sometimes by the ingenuity of suggestions. Let me make sure. Okay. Hey, allies. Fun little game in which you have one question to answer. Does the game title have an exclamation mark?
Yes.
I've divided it into 3 sections, one for each of the first 3 major console generations. Have fun and don't get too excited. Okay.
I'll try.
So I want to ask you, panel, actually, how I should deliver these. Should I deliver them each excitedly, or should I deliver them each dryly?
Dry. I like dry.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about the 8-bit. We have the Atari 2600 and the NES.
Wow.
And the way I'm going to do this is ask for answers from all 3 of you. Please be quick.
Are you scoring this?
Yeah, I'm scoring
Okay.
it. Yeah. We're going to tally these up. Pitfall.
No.
Pitfall does happen.
Are you kidding?
This is fun. We already messed up on the first one.
Are you kidding?
Pitfall is Pitfall! Breakout.
No.
No.
That is correct. Point for all 3.
Okay.
Frogger 2. 3 Deep.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Blood gets a point. By the way, Frogger 2 3 Deep. THREEEDEEP.
3 E's before the D.
Yeah. What does that mean? Is that like a frog noise? 3 Deep. I cannot figure out what that. I had to Google it. It's like, that can't be right. Yeah. Frogger 2 3 Deep. Yar's Revenge.
Yes.
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 Wrong.
Oh my god. Damn it. Why did I trust you?
Jones, don't play that game.
Yeah,
don't
I
play
know.
Kool-Aid Man.
No.
Yes.
No.
No. That's 1 for Jones, 1 for Blood. Hardball.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
No,
Hubert gets a
not with that at all.
point.
Don't know that.
Smash TV.
No.
Oh my god.
Faster.
No.
No. Points for all. I feel like
I was confident with that one.
I feel like, Jones, I feel like they stole your points there, man. Like, you came out assertive, and then these
Right.
two guys are just like, hey, you know what,
No,
I'll
I
think
was
about this for
seeing
5
the
But it
seconds.
happens. It's fine.
Okay,
It's
all
fine.
right, okay.
I'm not playing against them.
mean-
I want us all to win.
I think if we were stealing, we would just go right after him.
Smash TV and Pitfall are the only ones I've played so far.
Skate or die.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah. I'll believe.
Hell
that is
yeah,
correct.
Skate or Die.
That is correct.
Yes. Skate or Die. Love Skate or Die.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
This exclamation point doesn't punch out.
What?
All right. Okay. We'll go with it.
That's so
Did
cheating.
you just change?
That is
Yeah.
so cheating. It's a point. We've established that's a point. There are two. There are two. Punch out.
Okay.
There are two. Jones, I can't believe you did that. I cannot. I should not let you have that point. All right, that's a yellow card. If you do it again,
Okay,
red
got
card.
it,
You're out
got
of the game.
it, got it.
Okay. All right. Marble Madness.
God, I love Marble Madness, but I'm gonna say no.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. God, I love that game.
It's tempting with the word madness, but yeah.
Yeah. I
Oh,
understand.
Marble Madness. And then there was a Marble game on 360.
Yeah, that was a cool game.
God, that game was
I haven't thought about that game in years.
good.
What was that game?
I forget. We'll
That
find
is
it though.
such a cool game.
sleuth
We
it.
gotta stream it.
I'll look at my achievements. Like, it's there.
Oh, that game is so cool. Okay.
Great game.
Boulder Dash.
No.
No.
Yes.
No.
Ah.
Blood, you lost your lead there.
Yep.
Yo Noid.
Oh yes.
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 That is correct.
I went with them. Stole it. I stole it. I don't know what the hell.
I love the
They
meta.
both were like, yep.
I love the meta of this game. Do not admit to it, Huber. You get a yellow card as well. The interesting thing is the game is called Yo Noid. The yo comes after
nice.
the exclamation mark.
They like clearly. Have you guys
So
played
it's like
it?
trying to get the Noid's
Yeah, yeah.
attention.
Okay.
Yeah, Noid. You did get its attention. Yo, Noid.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are now moving into the 16-bit era. We're looking at Genesis and Super Nintendo games.
Excellent.
Alright.
Barkley, Shut Up and Jam.
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes. Huber, you played that game, haven't you? That definitely has an exclamation mark.
Yep. Barkley, shut up and jam. Yep.
Sunset Riders.
No.
No.
That is correct. A point for everybody.
Love Sunset Riders. A lot of good games here.
You in big heap trouble. Battletoads in Battlemaniacs.
No. I don't think so.
Yes.
Yes.
No. This is a fun game. Hold on, this is a long title. Donkey Kong Country 3, Dixie Kong's Double Trouble.
No.
Yes.
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 Oh, really? A
Yeah.
Donkey Kong game has an exclamation point in it.
Double Trouble just screams exclamation point to me.
It does. That's why I thought it was picked though.
Jones is good at this one. Home Improvement, Power Tool Pursuit.
No.
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 Yes.
Dang
Power
it.
Tool Pursuit.
I mean, come on.
You know what's interesting is I think part of the opening of Home Improvement always is a video game or something.
No.
Is that my imagination?
Yeah, I think they did it once.
Okay.
That
They,
sounds
they did
familiar.
change the opening. over
But I
the
feel like
years,
they're
yeah.
introducing one of the boys and his part is like video game.
Yeah, I think one of the iterations might have been video game.
Are you talking about Home Improvement or Tool Time?
Home Improvement. Tool
Home
Time is a show within a show.
Okay. I thought.
Top 10
Never
shows
mind.
within shows.
I know.
Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yes.
Sure.
No.
No is correct.
Rocky loves Emily.
See, this is why this is so
Emily.
good.
Fixing these is frustrating.
Yes, the person put some thought into selections here. That's what I love about this one. Okay. Green Dog, the beached surfer dude.
No.
I'm gonna say yes. I don't know.
It's gonna be yes. But I say no.
Jones.
I said no.
Oh, you said no?
Yeah.
There is absolutely.
Otherwise, why wouldn't it be on the list, right?
Yes.
That game that we have never heard of. Why would it be on the list if there was not one on it?
Green Dog, the beached surfer dude. What? We gotta play Green Dog.
What's this?
Beach
Who's that?
The
surfer
City
dude.
console?
It's either Genesis or Super Nintendo. It's either
okay.
one of those two.
It's hilarious.
betting
So, like he
Genesis.
surfed to an island somewhere.
Yeah, and you gotta get your
lost his
surfboard
board.
back.
I bet Genesis. Anybody going against me on that one?
I'm not going against you on
Okay.
that.
I bet.
Absolutely, that's a Genesis game. That's hardcore Genesis. Like, I imagine like an adventure game, like an adventure RPG. It's like Link's Awakening. I just got to get my surfboard back.
Where is the exclamation point after Green Dog?
Dude.
Oh, dude.
Surfer dude.
Strange.
Trampoline terror.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll buy it.
No.
Yes.
Trampoline terror.
Pack attack.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
No.
No?
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Pack attack.
That
You know
one's
what's funny
frustrating.
is Pack Attack, the old game trailer show,
Yeah.
absolutely has an exclamation point after it.
That's funny.
Yeah, I remember that was like Rohan, one of Rohan's producer tips. He's like, I find it's very effective to put an exclamation point at the end of your title. Pack Attack, it works.
Humor syndrome.
Arrival turf.
A rival turf?
Rival
Oh,
turf.
rival turf.
No.
I'm gonna say no.
There is one.
Really?
Yes.
Come on.
Rival turf. Michael Jordan, Chaos in the Windy City.
No.
No.
That is correct. 3 points for everybody. Well, 1 for all. Tom and Jerry, Frantic Antics.
No.
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 Yes, there is one. Frantic Antics. Okay, we're moving into the final phase.
Okay.
If you're not keeping track at home, let me just tell you, it's pretty close. Jones has 12 points. Blood has 11 points. Huber has 14 points.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is close. It is
Confident
tight.
Huber.
Beetle Adventure Racing.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes. Blood remembers. He sees that box art. Did I say it's N64 PlayStation?
Yep.
Okay. Jumping Flash.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, all three. Easy point. Yeah, we all remember that one. Banjo Kazooie.
No.
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 Oh, are these getting easy because we know the games?
Yeah, getting
See the logos.
Time Crisis.
No.
No.
Okay, yep, you're all correct.
If I had missed that one, I would have left.
Time Crisis!
Yeah.
Pandemonium.
Sure. Yeah, I'll buy that.
No.
No.
I feel like this is a gambling game now. Jones, I feel like you're like, I have an ace of spades. I'm flipping over one of my cards. You gonna call me? It does have an exclamation point.
Yeah.
That game I never wanted to play, by the way. You look at that box art, like, oh, there's like a jester, and yeah, like the title I never liked. Has anyone played Pandemonium?
Mm-mm.
It's a freaky looking game. Looks like it's for big kids. It always looked like that. That's a game for big kids.
Freaky looking game.
Bloody Roar.
No.
No.
Yes.
No. Ready to Rumble Boxing.
No.
Yes.
No.
Who said no?
Me.
Blood said yes. Huber and I said no.
There is not one. Blood
Can
falls
see that
further
Fallen.
behind.
Fallen.
I really want to do that on a group stream, especially now that we got the Dreamcast working.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
It actually got a lot of votes last time we had up. Spyro 2, Ripto's Rage.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Ripto's Rage!
Tomba.
Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Oh, Huber. You cheater, dude. You filthy cheater.
Can I thumbs down that one? Yeah, this is the second time he's done it.
Too fast.
Thumbs downing that response.
I was thinking.
Oh, all right.
They were so confident. They needed to mask their emotion.
All right.
They should have said yes.
All right, I want to see more masking of emotions. We're giving you. I got to give him another yellow card. Yeah, I should have boot you out. All right, here we go. Hey you, Pikachu.
Yes.
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 Did I sell it with the hey you? I feel like I put too
No,
much
that's
emphasis
just-
on that.
it's
know,
a-
yeah.
an
Hey,
easy
you.
one.
Pikachu.
Yeah.
Hey you. Pepsi Man.
No.
No.
It's 3. Yeah, no. It's a game called Pepsi Man. WWF SmackDown.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you'd be wrong after Huber said yes. You'd be wrong to do it anyways.
Yep.
That brings our final scores to Bloodworth 20, Jones 23, Huber 24. What a game. That was fun.
Yeah.
Good job, Huber.
Stole a couple points.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I got that from the wrong one. That's from Justin Runga. Yeah, I should take a sip of water. Thank you, Justin. That was such a fun game.
Wow.
We got time. We got time
Take a
for
breath.
one more.
Take
Some of
got
those
time for
ones,
one
some
more.
of those
Deep
misses,
breath.
man. It's just so.
Deep breath, Kyle.
Deep breath in.
Jeez.
Okay. All right. All
For
right.
Windy City, that was a mind game.
Which one?
I saw that.
Which one?
The Windy City, Like then they had Barkley and then they had Windy
Oh
City
yeah,
like
yeah,
way
yeah.
later.
We saw what was happening there.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't trick them twice. Dang, that was and Jones like, oh, I just it became like poker. That legit became a poker game. I would not want to change the rules for anything.
Call.
You called him. You called his bluff. Hey, allies. I'd like to discuss the negative outcry against Middle-earth Shadow of War's single-player microtransactions. Yeah, this was a thing that I almost picked last week, and I'm like, I don't want to. But then there were enough in Love and Respect that it was like clear to me that we should have covered this. While many gamers are outraged, I find it interesting that a lot of the arguments center around the fact that if these microtransactions were for cosmetic items only, it would be acceptable. It wasn't too long ago that any sort of microtransactions in a $60 game were unacceptable, and now people are buying, Overwatch's loot boxes in droves. Do we keep letting developers find new ways to charge us, and over time we accept it? I remember a time when the concept of DLC was unheard of, and now some of the most anticipated games of the year are DLC, with Uncharted Lost Legacy and Dishonored Death of the Outsider. If 10 years ago, a new Legend of Zelda game was announced with DLC, people would have lost their minds. So, as gamers, have we finally drawn the line at single-player microtransactions, or, over time, will we inevitably accept them when developers and publishers find new ways to charge us love and respect? Sean. So, a little background on that. Shadow of War has loot boxes. Mm-hmm. Shadow of War has randomized, buy this little treasure chest inside. You don't know what you're going to get, but you are getting loot.
There's multiple types of loot boxes.
Okay.
There's 2 currencies, both of which can be earned in the game.
Yeah.
One of the currencies, though, is like a finite amount, and that unlocks like the premium boxes.
So let's say there's 20 of them in the game.
Yeah,
like that
there's
kind of
like
thing.
there's a hard number on how many of those you can get.
Can I buy those with real money?
The like hard capped currency,
Yeah.
that's the currency you buy with real cash. And I think the other one as well you can.
Sure.
That I might need a correction. I'm not sure which currency you buy, but the boxes have armor, weapons, and even followers. There's like follower boxes now too,
Sure.
so you can buy a high level orc to like defend your base.
And he just
or
pops
to
out of
get-
the box?
Yeah. So I'm sure Jones has a ton to say on this.
Jones,
but
let's go, baby.
for me, I can see 100% both sides. I can see the side, especially now in 2017, that says, look, I don't have 30 hours to sit and play this game and grind it up. Like, maybe I'm struggling. Let me throw in $5 or $10 to save X amount of hours to get through this game. It's my single player game. I'm not hurting anybody else. I'm not hurting anyone by doing this. At the same time, for me, because I'm not going to buy these things, like pay these microtransactions, for me, in the back of my mind, when I'm going through this game and I get a sick chest or like find a cool weapon, I know that out there, people are paying for this stuff. It devalues the game for me personally because I know that I'm putting in more time and more work, and people can just like buy their way through boss fights.
But
or what
Hubert,
have you.
that's present in most of the multiplayer games you play. That's present in Hearthstone. That's present.
absolutely pay to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a single player game. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, you play those other games, and you're cool with it.
yeah. No, I'm not cool with it.
Do you have that feeling?
I acknowledge it, because I see both sides at the same time. Like, when people pay these microtransactions in Shadow of War, I get it, but it's still gonna devalue it for me. Mm-hmm. Like, I play Hearthstone, sure, but it's like when I lose, the back of my mind is gonna say, well, that guy paid whatever the hell for all those damn legendaries. Like,
That person probably did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I see both arguments. The main thing for me is that it devalues what I'm getting if you can buy it. I love the idea of a weapon or an item or an armor piece in a game that you have to earn by playing said game. Let me find some sick armor. Think of World of Warcraft, Jones. Like when the first legendary item came out, like just seeing that person with it, or even Destiny.
Hold on, can you explain it? Is that a random drop, a legendary item?
So
in
yeah, it'll
World
be
of
like
Warcraft?
the first legendary came out as a random drop on like the last boss of a raid, which is like you got to get 40 people together, you've got to kill the boss, you've got to get the drop, you've got to get the roll. Like
It's all the same to me, man. That's
no,
all the
but,
same.
like you're earning that. You're going through that raid.
Nobody paid to get you. Okay,
You know,
that's
you're going through
different,
the
for
raid.
sure.
You beat it. Like
Yeah.
you beat that boss and you got rewarded.
Yeah.
So the idea that you can just be like, nah, like here's $10. You know, it's not a special.
Yeah.
You know, and like Destiny had it for a while too, where it was like, that guy's got Fatebringer or whatever, like Galahorn, like they've got sick weapons. Like that stuff matters to me when I invest my time into a video game. Like I want to earn stuff. Like I don't want it to be devalued.
So I understand Destiny eventually added microtransactions
For, like,
but they're like
Cosmetic and
Yes.
emotes, which I'm 100% down for. Overwatch cosmetic skins.
yeah.
Buy all you want. Like you're not affecting the game. But
Jones, how can WB, how can they justify in a $60 single player game, how can they possibly say, and here you can get some more of these boxes if you give some
Well, it's a
cash.
choice and adding to the experience. Everything that Huber just said, where he's like, I can see both sides of it.
I
Like,
can't see the other side on this one. I can't see why anyone would want loot boxes in a game.
but that's not their side. That's the consumer. You're talking about the consumer side.
Yes.
Warner Brothers side, I can totally see why a company like Warner Brothers would be okay with it, especially with the what did they just publish and was a huge success, Injustice. So
Yeah.
like I wonder if that was a test of the and that made a lot of sense actually. That system, it's like I think for me, one of the biggest things to shake my head on, and I know you're gonna have a lot to say because there's a lot of lore breaking things about Shadow of War already outside of this, but like to me, I crack open a pack in Hearthstone, and if it's rare, the same narrator that has talked me through this whole game says rare, and it's like, oh, it's that guy, that dwarf who says, yeah, welcome to my tavern and play Hearthstone. It's like, okay, it's kind of like in that vibe. Like I'm playing Fortnite right now, and they have pinatas that you smash, and the pinatas will like talk to you before you smash them. Like, why are you holding that axe? And you like smash them, and like their severed head falls on the floor right next to all the stuff that fell out of the pinata.
and that
like,
feels good.
It's fun. They make like
Dopamine.
its own little fun game out of it, or maybe instead of an axe, you're holding a scythe, and he's like, "That looks creepy," and like smash him, and then like get all your loot coming out of it. So it just has this kind of fun vibe where it's like the actual act of opening these is kind of fun, and you get the idea that like we're all doing this, like this is just kind of the way progression works in this game. Where it's like, what's the activity of opening a random loot box in Shadow of War? Like, what happens if I get a good thing? Does Talion like, yes, like,
Oh,
I've been
Jones.
waiting for that sword.
I'm
Like,
sure they're
what?
working on making it feel good to win. To roll the one-armed bandit and like get a prize. I'm sure that's
oh my
gonna
God,
feel great.
cracking open those boxes.
Yeah,
you
but
have
Just,
to
are they
make the
actually going to
animation.
bother to set up contextually like where you are when you're opening these? And
Sure,
like,
yeah.
are you back at your base? And like the orcs come in here. Here's our hall, or
If I had to place a bet, it would be in a menu, and you just see an overlay of like a chest dropping, and just
sure.
added to your inventory.
yeah. I'm assuming it's over the UI. You're right. I don't think it drops in as like an amiibo
Yeah.
does in Zelda.
And I said I'm okay with Overwatch skins because it's not affecting gameplay, but at the same time, if you couldn't spend real money, like the skins to me would be more valuable. They would be more special. Like now, everyone that is so many people play Overwatch to get the skins, and it's like you buy them now. Like I like that they do events sometimes where you can only get the skins for a certain amount of time, but even then, it still comes down to the random drops in the loot boxes. So that is just a kind of a trap.
It incentivizes the spending.
A lot of spending at that moment to
Yeah.
try to get that.
Because if I don't get it
skin.
now, it's gone forever.
And while it makes the skin a little special, it's still coming down to just dumping a bunch of money in or not dumping money in and getting lucky. So I'm always gonna think they devalue games when you can just spend real money.
Blood, is this
to
going to
get
hurt your playthrough
more.
of Shadow of War?
I'm not playing through Shadow War.
I'm sorry, repeat
I'm
that.
not playing through Shadow War.
He's out.
Were you going to before now? You were. I got the
No.
impression you weren't going to. Okay, all right.
No. Yeah, it's hard for me to say because I'm not entirely familiar with what their weapon system is. Mm-hmm. To me, it feels like in order for this to work, then you're probably just getting random loot anyways, and this is just stacking another treasure chest to the
Shortcut.
pile. Yeah.
Shortcut for sure.
You're the stats of whatever weapon and armor you get are probably going to be based on whatever level you're already at, and so there's probably some variance of it's going to be this much more powerful than the stuff you normally have or whatever. But
and things will probably be tied to level, so like there'll be that kind of barrier for pay to win.
yeah,
Right.
Guaranteed they're
you're not going to get the loot box. It's going to be the sword that you have for the whole
Exactly.
game. Yeah.
It's hard to get like grosser than the pre-order bonus, but they did it, you know, because like at least the pre-order bonus is like look like Strider from the classic trilogy, like, oh cool, yeah, maybe I could do that. And then I see other people playing the game and it's like, well, you know, put that extra $20 into the game, you got this special.
Wait, that's
like
the pre-order bonus?
no,
Is
dude, I'm just saying,
Aragon?
what if they did that? You know, like that's a classic. Yeah, see, you got excited.
You got me.
Oh, you know,
you
and
were
like, and then I can feel like, okay, well, even before I get into this game, I can already just kind of break the world if I want to. Obviously, the Italian wouldn't look like that, wouldn't talk like that if there's the voice changes or whatever. But like, I know that going into my experience. But the whole random nature is like, oh man, it's not only like an extra thing you could buy. You could give us $20 and get nothing you want. You know, thanks.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
that
insane.
just feels
But
it feels gross, but like it's gonna make them a ton of money. I don't think it's gonna affect sales for Shadow of War. I don't think a year from now we're gonna be looking back on the franchise negatively because of that
like-
solely. But like, it is gross.
Like Shadow of
It's unprecedented. I can't think of
Yeah.
another single player game.
I think Zelda is actually a kind of fair comparison.
But that's DLC. I mean, that there's
No, the amiibo. You just drop it in, you get some free stuff randomly.
True, but you're not bought. It's a one-stop shop. I bought the amiibo, and anytime I what's the clock is the only thing that's holding me back.
Still, man, come
Whereas
on.
in this, like I'm constantly investing in.
All right.
Plus that the $20 I buy on this is
Yeah,
not
I
going
mean,
to
I
get me
think
anything
probably a
else.
closer-
With that Zelda amiibo, you never know. Might
Yeah, Zelda's probably
hook
a
up in
weirder.
some other game. The next
physical
Smash
cool
Brothers,
thing.
you get a thing
Oh,
for
stop
that.
this.
the Zelda
No.
amiibo looks cool.
You know, I think
No,
it's
I
trash.
think Zelda's a weirder example.
Plus the
I think
actual thing, yeah,
Splatoon
is neat.
is a better one because it's like that's a permanent piece of gear that you
What do you get in Splatoon?
You get like you get gear like gear with
Oh, is
with
that where people get
ability.
the samurai armor?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh. Oh.
yeah.
All right.
It's not available in the shops.
I think one of the other things too is like for Fortnite, which I'm playing right now, for Overwatch, you know, for anything where it's like I'm just playing in and doing a fun thing for 30 minutes and then walking away and then coming back and doing it again, and it's only the change is only really based on my skill of like who wins, who loses. And so those types of games, like, yeah, we need to put something else on top of this. We need to have something else that you do when you're done with the match. Something else to, you know, consider an achievement that, oh, I earned something. I got this little loot box. We'll see what's in it. Some kind of activity that's not just match.
Right.
Where it's weird to look at something like Shadow of War and be like, clearly we got to add something here. Because this whole campaign with all of this lore and all these characters and the writing and the cutscenes and the gameplay and the Nemesis system is not enough. You know, like that concept is the most ridiculous
Well,
to
I
me.
wonder
That,
how-
like that this game needed it.
Yeah.
They need more money. That's it. Like
They
this
need more
does
money.
not add anything
Yeah.
that this game was lacking.
And I wonder if this changes the way the game is designed. Like, is this game going to be grindy now to, like, work with microtransactions? Like, people buying a bunch of boxes? Like,
Yeah. You know what?
I wonder if that affects the
Right.
design, like, actually the design of the game.
I'm definitely gonna play this game. I might review it, but like I would be very surprised if I care about anything. Sure. If I ever get some piece of loot, I'm like, oh,
but
I should get more of these. It's
Actually,
I can
but how cool
I
would it
can
be-
handle shooting an orc one more time with my bow, and I don't need that extra damage.
Like,
Right.
I just feel like if there was none of this, like, going into some sick cave, optional, killing a Balrog, and he's like guarding some legendary piece of loot, like that would feel awesome. Of
course,
Now
yeah.
it's just gonna be like numbers.
that's
My
$2.
numbers go up.
You know what? Have it.
Yep.
Yep. So I thought of another direct comparison. Is Dead Space 3. That was microtransactions in a single player game.
Oh, gross! I don't remember that.
It was for your upgrades.
Yeah,
for
it was
upgrading your
like the
weapons.
materials, right?
Yeah. You could buy the currency to upgrade your weapons. The big difference here is the loot box. And here's the thing: we know
Yeah.
human brains love loot boxes, just as we described.
The way they
Jones.
crack
Yep.
open.
Everybody loves cracking packs. It's just a thing. We all love it.
Not really.
Yep.
gambling.
Blood, I know you love cracking packs.
No.
I know.
He jumped in on my Fortnite stream today and was like, I don't get this right here.
Oh, okay.
He saw me enjoying it in the privacy of my own home.
So here's the
was
question
like-
panel. It's the macro element of this question, which I don't think was just about Shadow of War. Is in a year you talked about Shadow of War, Jones, but in a year next year we're looking at the fall lineup of 2018. Do we see more single player games with loot boxes?
Yeah, it'll be around for a bit. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, I
At
think
least
that-
one of the
Stole that
franchises
question.
can pick it up.
It's
Yeah.
almost free money, so
Right.
it's kind of hard to say if it'll go away.
To answer the question, I think no, this is not the end.
I mean,
think this will be a
Gears is already
success.
doing it with multiplayer,
Yeah.
so I could see
Yeah.
a bigger franchise, like Halo.
I mean, here's the thing was why I don't like with the Kraken packs is like if you did something where it's like, oh, I got a couple of packs and like I popped them open and I got some things, cool. But so many of these games, like what Jones was playing, was like 5-10 minutes of this, and like there's so much stuff that I'm tired of it. I'm overwhelmed with all of this stuff that I got, and like, when am I gonna get to try this out? It's gonna take me forever to like go through all the stuff I just got, and then there's like a whole bunch of more packs, and like it's like what Huber's saying. It's like it just loses all value to me at that point.
Value.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me just find some sick weapon in the wild. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find those weapons.
Let me just drop an amiibo and get a free.
One thing that they did mention in there that I kind of did want to rebut is relating it to the Uncharted and Dishonored DLC.
Oh yeah, that wasn't quite fair because you could buy those on their own. by
Well, I mean, you
themselves.
can buy those on disc as well,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, those are things that are like have come so far after the base game. Like it's almost like it's almost like a sequel. It's a sequel that doesn't like go so far as to like reinvent the gameplay.
You can't make a case that they're removed from the original game.
Right.
Yeah.
Whereas, like with Zelda's DLC, like I would say, it's like, okay, the second DLC looks to be like that, and the first one is like, you just gave me a bunch of stuff that other games might have given me for free through like patches and quality of life updates.
Yep.
So, like the first one's kind of weird, and then the second one's good, but you made me buy them both, so okay, I guess I'm getting them both.
$20.
I'll never complain about paying for story DLC. I'll
Sure.
never complain.
Sure.
Especially things like when they develop it after the game has shipped. Mm-hmm. I think
Well,
of,
except
like,
for those
Evil
Deus
Dead
Ex ones where it was like, this is the missing chapter that you didn't
Right.
need to have in the first place.
That boat,
Yeah, you're
that
right.
boat mission you mean from
Yeah,
Human
yeah.
Revolution? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm complaining
But
about
Criminal
that one.
Past, it's good. You weren't around,
Yeah,
you weren't
for
around for
sure.
that conversation, but no.
I still haven't played that.
It's time for bets. We're looking at. Ooh, so this was interesting. I had a bet. I had it set up. Huber said too easy. I had a set up. It was going to be where is Uncharted going to be on Amazon's list? He said too easy. Number 1. Make it harder. We're making the bet harder.
I totally changed my outlook on that too because I didn't know what was coming out until you told me.
Uncharted: The Lost Legacy and Madden NFL 18 will be released on Tuesday, August 22nd. What will the gap between the two games on Amazon's bestseller list be at this time next week? Who will be number 1, and what will the gap be? Jones.
Uncharted will be in the lead by 8 points or 8 slots.
Sure.
Whatever, yeah.
Daniel Bloodworth.
I say Madden by 5.
Madden by 1.
Ooh, oops! I accidentally opened Don's. I see football and score 5.
Oh, so we're the same.
I think we're meant to interpret Madden by 5 right there. And then my own bet is Madden by 2. Let me lock those in. Jones,
So,
if Uncharted wins, you just win automatically.
got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yep. Wow, I can't believe we all went Madden. Even though right now, at this moment, Uncharted's winning.
I felt bad. I think Madden's the smarter bet, but we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
I kind of feel
See
like
if being dumb pays off this week.
I feel like Uncharted is the pre-order game, and Madden is the game that like people. It's like,
Oh,
it's
that's out?
Yeah.
I think it's exactly that, Blood.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, Madden's out. Okay, I'm on it. Last week's bet was about Sonic Mania. And you know what? It was a simple one. How long would the end credits be? Jones, you bet 3 minutes and 22 seconds. Damiani bet 1 minute and 50 seconds. Brad bet 3:30. I bet 3:41. Don bet 4:35. The actual length of Sonic Mania's end credits is 7 minutes.
Whoa,
Yeah.
So you win.
that's a lot.
Don wins, baby.
That's
Don
a
had
lot of
that.
localization.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, you think that's the majority of the credits, you think? Yeah, that could be true. Sega's a big company. You got to think about the company. That's where they got us, Jones. That's where they got us. So that brings the score to Purple Platypi 14. Red Eagles 19. Ooh, before we get to ending the show.
You kind of like discredited our platypus sound
What?
recently.
You proud of it?
Well, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.
That right there was good.
Yeah, but you said like all the other teams.
Oh, yeah.
are bad.
You got to hear Ian and Ben. They're really
No,
good at it.
but that's what I'm saying is you said that to the last team.
Yeah.
That all the other teams are bad, meaning
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So you think ours is bad compared to theirs?
Yes.
Not as good. Yeah.
I do. I do think yours is bad compared to theirs.
Bad?
Yeah. Bad.
I don't know about bad. Just not.
Let's hear it one more time. Let's hear a clean platypus. See, that one was good.
There's energy behind it.
There was energy behind that one.
Yeah.
But
But
like,
I just find the other
Are Ben-
more aesthetically
are
pleasing.
platypi like energetic? Don't they just like mope around? Like, is a platypi gonna be coming like like that's? It's probably just gonna be like,
Okay.
you know?
Hey, you defended it well.
I'm going with context, Kyle.
But I mean, I do know that like the other team is they've forgotten. They haven't.
Oh, Brad and
they don't know-
Damiani.
they don't
Yeah,
know
no,
what
that's
they're doing.
Yeah. They're a little weak on that one. I will not disparage your platypus sound in the future. Huber, how'd you do on your goal?
Fail.
What was your goal?
To
Oh,
Get you to
yeah.
play.
get you to play Hellblade
With the headphones on.
headphones.
Yeah,
It's never
Huber,
gonna happen.
and like it's not happening.
It's never
man.
gonna happen.
That's too. You'd have to offer me such a prize.
Never gonna happen.
You'd have to bake me a cake with brownies inside.
Creatures
So
and
you are
Pet-
gonna play Hellblade, but you're not gonna play it with headphones on.
Right.
Oh.
And like I don't want like Huber. I don't want to hear the whispers, man.
Oh gosh.
Come
don't
on.
wanna
Do
hear
it. I
Come
told
on.
him.
I know.
You told
I
him.
know. Yes.
Right away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Manage your expectations.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't want.
Kyle's
You
not
went
gonna
for-
do it.
all right.
Oh, I don't want to hear those
Kyle's
whispers.
not
How about
gonna
the
do
I don't
it.
wanna hear those
intro?
whispers.
How about like 15 minutes?
No.
Just 15 minutes, so you have
No.
a frame of reference.
Maybe that.
Okay.
Yeah.
The first
when
15 minutes.
Like I get a hard time
First
for
15.
with Nier because I turned off the music. I'll listen to the music when I enter a zone and be like, okay, too intense, and I'll leave. But like I wanted to like hear it, and as I go into a new zone, I wanted to hear the music still. What this area sounds like. Maybe I can give you 15.
10 minutes.
I don't want to do the intro though, dude.
What?
All right, fine. The first 10 minutes
First
of
10 minutes
Hellblade,
of the
I will.
game.
I
No,
will
then
be
you'll
wearing
get
headphones.
creeped and
There's
turned
your
on.
goal.
Okay.
Hey, did it.
I mean, you'll get creeped real. I mean, like it's even creepy just like on the stereo speakers. There's enough of a distinction. Like just listening to the review.
Blood, I'm sorry. I heard you say fishy twice, so I guess your streak is still alive. Sorry about that. Jones, how'd you do on your goal?
I got him in there. I got 2 thumbs up actually and 1 thumbs down.
So I missed the thumbs up. I got the thumbs down, which you gave to Huber for cheating in the
Blood
game.
got a thumb up.
What was the thumb
saw.
up?
I honestly don't remember
Oh,
specifically
okay.
what
All
it
right.
was.
We just got to take
I
your word
think
for it.
Blood
I guess.
got it.
I failed in my goal. My goal was to get Jones to say, so I had to say, Jones, don't call me baby. So I was waiting for Jones to end any sentence with baby. Never happened. Didn't happen the whole podcast.
I don't think that's happened on any podcast I've ever been on.
Jones, you're a baby kind of guy. You're like, hey, baby, let's go,
baby.
baby. Yeah, it didn't
Not-
happen.
Not to you.
Failed my goal.
You're no baby of mine.
You're no baby. Jones, don't call me baby. Let me tell you about Easy Allies and Patreon.com/Easy Allies. The two are intertwined. The fate of Patreon depends on Easy Allies. Where would it be without us? So it's not intertwined. It is not a symbiotic relationship. We depend on Patreon, just to be clear. That's why I twisted it that way. Easy Allies is a group of conspiracy theorists who are searching for the Huffalumps. We make videos about video games because we love video games so much. We do podcasts, we do reviews that we kind of talked about, we do previews. Ben is on location for a preview at this very moment. We do video game type stuff, and we also do non-video game typey stuff. We do Dungeons and Dragons. We do lots of live stuff. For Gamescom, we'll be streaming live Gamescom stuff because we love doing live things. It's actually very interesting. It's a cool part of being in video games media, I would have to say, is doing live stuff. Really cool stuff. So check out patreon.com/easyallies to see how you might be able to help us along, help us do these things that we do.
And I'll throw in an extra pitch there.
Oh, please do.
DLC pitch.
Show your friends. Like really, like we've talked about how important like the $1
Sure.
patrons are, but I think like on top of that, the most important thing is like, yeah, like if you like us, recommend us to people that you think would like us.
So what do I show my friends? What's the best way to introduce them to
Well,
Easy Allies?
If you're listening to this, then I'd say this might be
The Easy Allies
one
podcast?
of the first things.
Okay.
Or a review.
A
Yeah.
review is pretty safe. You could say, look
Yeah,
at how well these people do reviews. I feel like that's pretty safe.
There's people constantly finding us through the reviews.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't start with a betting special. I think that'd be like it's hard to penetrate.
You need the
Right.
the lore behind it.
I wouldn't start with a 3-hour frame trap, although you might find some way to like, if your friend's there with you, like let them listen to some conversation.
Yeah.
For 10 minutes or
Listen,
something.
this is Damiani. You gotta get him. You gotta understand. We're all hard to understand. Cool. Yeah, Blood. That's a cool tip. I like that. By the way, we have to split the responsibilities. When Don wins, we get to split the responsibilities. One of you will get to share your Twitter handle with the world. One of you will get the final word on anything you've disagreed with or simply want to reiterate. One of you will get to promote any Easy Eyes video you would like to promote, and one of you will get to sign off with your trademark sign off. May I suggest Michael Huber, please?
Okay.
But who wants Twitter?
Go for it, Blood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who wants the final word?
Go for it, Blood.
Okay, so Huber, you have promote a video and trademark sign off. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, gosh.
Daniel Bloodworth, what's your Twitter handle?
My Twitter handle is at dbloodworth2,
Great.
and my
Final
final
word.
word.
Yeah.
My final word. I don't remember saying fishy. I think I broke the streak.
No, I have final word. Sorry, I'm so sorry. That was breaking the final word. I'm sorry. Whoa. Repeat it, Blood, because I cannot. I cursed your final word. Yeah. I cursed. I cursed.
I think I broke the streak. If not, put timestamps in the corrections.
Michael Huber, it's your turn. What are you promoting? What video would you like to promote?
I don't know. Do you guys have any good ones?
Oh, Huber. Yeah, man. We got lots of good
Super
ones.
lazy here. Man. I don't know what's going on.
Put up this weekend.
The exclamation point game. He was fierce.
Check out. All right. If you are.
We just talked about.
Yeah, if you are lukewarm or if you don't know what Hellblade is, check out the Easy Allies Hellblade review. I made sure to keep the spoilers to a minimum / non-existent.
Mm-hmm.
Should
Should I watch it with headphones on?
Yes.
Okay.
You know when you start the game, Kyle,
Yep.
it says we recommend you use headphones.
Wow.
Like,
They really do?
yeah. Creators intent.
So like white letters over black. It's like before like you even like load it up.
use headphones, binary audio.
Plug in your headphones right now.
Right now.
Exactly.
Okay.
What do you think about that? Creators intent.
I think it's a little cute. Come on. Let me play how I want to play. You know?
Sure. All right. Final Flash!
I am enjoying these microtransactions.